For many of you guys, and like me myself, working from home is now the name of the game. And if you're like me, working from home is going to be something that continues long into the future, hopefully forever if I have anything to say about it. But that just means that we need to find technology that makes our day-to-day work easier. Now, I am on conference calls all day long. And so today I'm excited to actually show you a product that's a little bit different for this channel, but it's something that is very, very helpful for a lot of people out there currently facing this work from home state. And today we're talking about the Nuroum C20 all-in-one speaker, camera, microphone. This is a conference call machine. But before we jump into the details on this guy, if you don't know who I am, my name is JDubb, and I'm here to help you guys make a better tech buying decision. Now, if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my latest reviews. Now, with that said, let's check it out. Now, as usual, let's first talk about the design. So for the most part, this guy is made almost entirely out of plastic, right? So it's definitely lightweight, which is good. It is a little on the chunky side, right? This is a pretty big unit, but mostly in part because they wanted to get that camera up high enough to be sitting on a desk and still have a good viewing angle there. It's all plastic, like I said. You've got buttons up here on the top. You've got your microphone array up here on the top. You've got this Bluetooth speaker that's built into this, this lower portion here. What's nice though is they added a kind of a cloth texture material over the speaker itself, which does give it that kind of premium look and feel, which I really, really like. Now, when it comes to powering this unit, I will mention there is no battery in here. So this is not a self-sufficient unit where you're gonna need to charge it and have it wireless. This does require that it is plugged in, and it comes with a USB-C-A or a USB-A to USB-C cable. So it is USB-C, it's got a USB-C port on here, but that power unit, when you're plugging it into your computer or your PC, powers the entire unit, which is really nice. So you don't have to have it charged. It doesn't have to be that, but you do have to have it tethered to a computer to run it. So pro, con, you kind of be the judge on that one. In my opinion, it works fine because I have my laptop anyway. I'm not using this as a self-sufficient device to make phone calls or anything. So that's fine for me. This is a conference call machine, so I'm good to go there. Now, one thing I do want to mention though is, again, it has the USB-C port and it comes with a USB-C-A to USB-C cable. Now that's the standard cable, the old USB-A port to USB-C. Now it's fine if you're using a device that has that port option. I, in particular, use a very recent model of the MacBook Pro that has only USB-C ports, right? So I needed to upgrade, I needed to get my own. Luckily I had one on hand, but I did have to get a USB-C to USB-C cable to make this connectivity work with my device. Now, this will work with my PC just fine. I have a USB-C-A port on there, I can plug this guy in. So depending on your needs, the cable that comes with it will either work or you're gonna need to get something new to make that connection work. But once you do, it works really well. And it's plug and play. Now, the nice thing is you have all the touch controls that you need on top of here. So you've got, mic, mute, you've got your camera on and off, which is a great one. If you don't want to have your camera on, you can just tap that really quick. It disables the camera in here. You've got your volume controls up here as well. So the controls are very easy to understand. The little LED ring on the outside gives you a lot of feedback on, when you're making contact with those controls and the effect that they're having on the device itself. So mic mute, camera mute, volume controls, you can just really control everything from this unit without having to mess with it on your computer. One thing to mention, if you're using the mic mute and the camera mute on this device, if you're used to doing it through your teleconferencing software, right, so you're like Google Hangouts or whatever, make sure that you know where you've muted and turned the camera off and not, because you can get a little bit confused. So choose to either control it here or to control it on your computer and kind of pick one of those. In my opinion, that seems to work best and makes things a little bit less confusing. Now, this has a 100-degree angle camera, right? And it's got, and like I said, it sits pretty high up here, right? So the idea is that you can put this at the end of a conference table, like at the end of a long table, and get everybody in the image with you, right? Unless you're like me and the millions of other people who are now working from home alone and there's nobody at the big table with you. You're sitting at a very long, dining room table by yourself with the camera all the way at the other end, pretending that you have coworkers with you and you don't. So yeah, it's a little awkward, but it works really well for one person if you just bring it a lot closer. It's got a really sharp image, got 1080p for video conferencing, and the microphone array works up to 12 feet away. So if you're one of those people that likes to put it in one spot and then kind of do stuff in the area, you know, kind of walk around and you know, do other things around your home while you're doing this with the camera off so people don't know that you're doing that, you're still gonna get picked up really, really well, even 12 feet away. So again, really, really solid quality on that. Now, another great thing is that it does come with built-in noise suppression and echo cancellation. So in my house, when there's people home and there's lots of things going on in the background, in my office, sometimes even then you can pick up some of that background noise. With this, you get that background noise cancellation. It does a really good job of kind of cleaning that up and making it just your voice that's being heard, which is great. So overall quality on the microphones, I was very, very happy with. And the speaker also does pretty darn good as far as making nice loud volume. So if you're in a bigger room, you can get that volume. If you're in a smaller room, it just makes the sound really rich. So again, they've done a great job with the engineering on the entire unit so far, in my opinion. Now, this guy is compatible, it's plug and play compatible with Windows, Mac, Linux, and even on Android. Now, I don't have an Android device that allows for an external microphone device to be plugged in via USB-C, but they say that if you have a device that's capable of that, you could use this as a remote microphone. If your device can even handle it, maybe you can use the camera as well. So I would say, depending on the device, you may need to play with that to determine if that would work for you. But I think for most people that are using this solution, you're gonna be using a laptop or a desktop, and this is gonna be compatible with pretty much any OS that's out there that you would be doing that on. So again, compatibility wise, plug and play, super easy to set up and use. It's been great. So now this is compatible with pretty much every conferencing software out there, because at the end of the day, this just shows up as a microphone, speaker, and camera unit in your computer. So I've tested this so far using Discord, Google Hangouts, and Zoom, and all of them have responded perfectly to it. It works great. The picture quality is fantastic. The speaker's great. The controls all work. Just again, keep in mind when you change the controls here, it doesn't change them on your device as well. So just make sure you're muting and unmuting in the proper place. But at the end of the day, again, super easy to set up. It doesn't require any drivers. You just plug it in, shows up as devices. You make sure that all of the devices in your teleconferencing software are set to the Nuroum C20 as far as microphones, speakers, you know, cameras, that kind of stuff, and you're good to go. It's really, really simple and really easy to use. And so far, it's been really, really high quality, and a lot of people have enjoyed seeing my face in super clear clarity, as well as hearing my voice really clearly. So yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? I mean, you guys are here doing that exactly at this moment. So yeah, it's great. Now, I do want to cover one thing that I did run into a little bit that I want to talk about. So the camera is great. Let's start it off by saying the 100-degree angle is fantastic. I feel like on a desk, sitting on a desk, the angle, the amount of the picture is very in frame. It's very easy to see. It's super clear. It's a great camera. They've done a great job with just the design as a whole, in my opinion. It's been awesome. Now, the one thing I will mention from a camera standpoint, and this could be just me being nitpicky because I deal with cameras a lot, the white balance and kind of the brightness, the auto brightness and auto white balance, this guy runs a little hot, meaning that if you're in a bright room, it feels really bright. It feels like they've kind of over brightened a little bit. It's over adjusted. It could be toned down a little bit. I feel like they could turn down that brightness a little bit, kind of make it a little bit more, a little darker, a little bit more contrast, a little more vibrant. The brightness on this can be a little hot. Now, if you're in a darker room, if you're in a room that doesn't have the best lighting, it does a great job of kind of bringing that up and really bringing you into the picture and clearer. I've been on tons of conference calls. People are in dark rooms and it looks dark. People are in bright rooms and it looks kind of bright. This will over brighten and it'll bring out the darkness in dark rooms. So it's good. I would just say in my house, where I have a lot of rooms that have a lot of really bright ambient light coming from the outside, sometimes it just kind of blew me out just a little bit too much. It's not terrible. I'm not gonna say that that's definitely not a make or break issue here. You can still see me perfectly clearly. I'm just nitpicky because I deal with cameras and lighting and things like that. So it's a little bit on the hot side. So maybe in the future renditions, or maybe they can do a software update or something to this guy to kind of tone down that auto brightness just a little bit. But at the end of the day, again, the camera works great. That's just something you may want to consider depending on where you're using it. Now, at the time of making this video, what does this unit cost? Well, on Amazon, it comes in at $199.99. Now, when I was looking at the Amazon listing right before I made this video, there was a $20 off coupon. And before you go and do any ordering of any kind, always check the descriptions of my videos. If I get a coupon code or a discount code from manufacturers, I'll always throw it down there. So make sure you check that out just in case I happen to have an additional discount. You can check it out there, but you can always head over to the Amazon listing using the link down in the description below to find the current pricing. With that said, $199. Now, at $199, you may be like, wow, that kind of seems like a really expensive price point. When you think about it though, you have the speaker, the microphone, all the controls, you've got the camera. It's an all-in-one unit to just basically plop down and you've got your conference call dialed in. So in my opinion, that's a pretty good price point, realistically, right? A Bluetooth speaker can cost you anywhere from 30 bucks, 20, 30, 40 bucks. You got a camera, if you're looking for like a C920, you're looking at about 100 bucks, somewhere in there. You're looking for, then you've got the microphones. You wanna have that microphone set up that's gonna be able to pick you up and do that, the background noise cancellation and the echo cancellation, right? So when you consider the package as a whole, plus the aesthetic and just the functionality and the engineering that went into this, I think that 199 bucks is about right for this price point. Any discount you can get to bring it down is just basically icing on the cake, right? $20 off, that's a great price. Bring it down to $179, that's fantastic. If there's any other discounts, look at it for price points, but at $199, even at $199, I say this is definitely something I would consider buying if you're looking for a solution to do this, where it's your laptop, boom, this guy, plop it down, flip it open, and you're on conference calls. This is gonna do really, really well for you. But as usual, I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Let me know down in the comment section below if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Have you used something like this? Do you use another product that's similar to this one? Let me know down there. I love chatting with you guys. I try to reply to as many comments as I possibly can. But as usual, guys, that is it for me, and I will see you in the next review.